Be back. Alright, so next boss fight. This one is pretty easy, as I'm sure everyone knows by this point. But I am going to show a little cheese strategy. Honestly, it's not too easy to beat this guy legit anyway. I checked the side area. Is this actually used for anything? I can't remember. Cause I know that he has a gate on one of the I think it's just to the left here when you walk in, but I don't know if that little side area is used for anything as far as I know. So there is some items in this boss fight. I don't know if I would call it a boss fight. It's kind of like run around the area until you can actually fight him. But yeah, he's not too difficult by himself, especially this first part. But there are some enemies that you can kill, these weird skeleton things. But he doesn't have the most HP, so all you need to do is get him down to half health here, which you can do pretty easily. He does use Augur of Abritus quite often, and he can use a Call Beyond, which will probably one-shot you if it does hit you. So yeah. So next, this room here will open up, or at least this section of the area will open up after you kill him for the first time. And then, if you want to grab some extra items, you can head down this area. Now watch the sides here, because there is quite a few enemies. There's 3 or 4 enemies here. There's these guys, and they also have, some of them have crossbows. This is always the area that I get kind of lost in, trying to pick up all the items, because there is quite a few. Especially in Nightmare of Menzies as a whole. So the other guy has a ranged weapon, so I'd kind of stay out of his range and just try to kill this enemy on their own. But you do get a rune here, the Moon Rune, which will give you extra blood echoes. So that's always good to have. So we head up all the way back up the other side of the stairs. We're actually going to get the other Moon Rune pretty soon after this, so you can actually get quite a lot of them. Extra blood echoes. So, as I recall, you're meant to follow the stairs up here and follow him and drop down into the next boss room. But he kind of runs around the area and jumps into some mirrors. So I think you're meant to follow him into here and then drop down, as I recall. I just go and grab the item now, but you can see he is in that room there. I can't remember if you need to follow him any further, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheese him out. What you can do is you can actually use any sort of ranged projectile on these stairs and kill him without him being able to do anything. So you can see he takes damage and then he disappears. So I kind of just set up to start doing that, really. And yeah, it's a very easy way to kill him without even having to really do the second stage. Of course, you can also hit him with poison throwing knives here, and he gets poisoned, and then he'll continue taking damage for the entire duration, and you can win that way as well. So you get the Mensis cage, you get the cutscene, and then that's pretty much the end of the fight right there. So there are a few other items you can pick up. I think you need to finish the boss fight first before this opens up. But there is the iron door key over here. It's not that useful. All it really allows you to do is go to the front side of the Mensis Brain, to allow you to pick up a bunch of items. But what you can do is you can continue on, go through this other area, and then you can actually kill the Mensis Brain or drop it down, and that'll make the area a lot safer. So, you know, obviously that's preferable. Yeah, I think I'm looking for other items actually. I just kind of wander about. So I missed this item on the right here. You can see it glowing there. I do come back for it later, but just to kind of say that now, because I do miss that item. I think I notice it when I come back up to the bonfire? Lantern. I have been playing Dark Souls recently actually, Dark Souls 3. Maybe that's why I'm thinking of it. So we get some chunks here. We're not going to progress any further up the level here, because if you turn to your left, this is the way up to the next boss. Instead, we're going to take the shortcut elevator down, and we're going to go to the area where you can drop the brain. So, yeah, run around here. Now you're going to fight actually it's 4 winter lanterns. I think I get frenzied by all of them. Like, anyone who's played this game knows how bullshit these enemies are. So, I don't know. Do what you gotta do, I guess. The annoying part is there isn't really any way to kind of kill them from out of range. So even though you have like stuff like gloves, it's not easy to really kill them from range with them, because you're still going to get frenzied. Like, I think I do it here. Although this is a lot safer because there's only one of them. But you can see that I still get hit by it, so... I think I tried looking for this item, but I've already went past it. Because I know that I missed another item on this bridge somewhere. And then I see it there. Not that I think it's anything too important. Yeah, cold blood. I think I pretty much haven't used any of them because I haven't needed to. That's the one thing that I always forget, is to actually use those items. Like, I never do. Ever. And I really should. Yeah, take a bunch of damage there. Once again, you can wear better frenzy gear and use the frenzy rune, but there's a good chance you're still going to get hit by it, and it will drain like 70% of your health. So you're probably going to get frenzied either way. But yeah, you can make it easier for yourself by putting on some gear. And then there's these weird spiders with the faces, yeah. You can see these guys in Chalice dungeons as well. So we're gonna fight the last winter lantern here. We're gonna drop the brain first, because this is what it looks like. And I skipped the cutscene here. But make sure you hit this as you're going through this area. You wouldn't want to come back this way. The winter lanterns actually do drop quite good physical gems. I think they were the kind of best ones that you could get from the main game before the DLC. Because the DLC ones drop better percentage. So it is worth keeping that in mind. I wish I didn't heal here, because I pick up the choir bell immediately after. And the choir bell is a way to heal, basically. It heals in co-op as well. But yeah, it is just a heal that, you know, heals you and anyone that you're co-oping with. I think it scales all the way up to 99 Arcane, and it uses 7 bullets. So it's not terrible. But you get 20 healing items in this game, so it's not that useful. but it does actually heal quite a significant amount at higher levels of Arcane, so if you want to use that, go right ahead. And now we got this area where there's like 7 items just hanging out here. So I'm going to show you where the iron door key is used, even though it's pretty much useless most of the time, because you'll come through this area this way, probably. I don't think I've ever actually done it from this entrance before, because I think it's always easier. Because I believe the brain will just frenzy you and you just step out here, and you've got to hide behind shit, and it's just a pain in the ass. So as you can see, this is Micolash's boss room. And now we're going to get the Blood Rock, and then we're going to Hunter's Mark out. Because this is basically a point of no return, because I think you can drop down, but it's I think you take a bunch of damage from it, so... Actually, I don't even know if you can drop down there. That just looks like death to me. I've never tried it. I think I was just like, yeah, that looks like death. So there is our second Blood Rock, and the only one in the main game. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this area, and I do notice this item now. And we're going to go to the where the living string is, which is where the brain dropped, because we're going to have to kill it for that. I think I start going through this area and then realize I should just take the elevators down, because it'll be quicker. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make the Pthumeru Ihyll Chalice, and then kill the first 2 bosses as we did for Ys, which is significantly harder because the bosses are kind of difficult actually. Or at least I find the first and second layer bosses pretty difficult. Even if you do have somewhat overpowered weapons. I did record both of them. The second fight against well, we'll get there. I didn't play particularly well. I should have died several times probably, and I keep locking on, and locking on is generally not a good idea in that fight, so I'm not sure exactly why I do it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the elevators down this time, because I need to basically move to the first area, you know, where I showed where the elevator is going to be, over by all the armored dudes. So yeah, the 2 Chalice bosses are actually pretty difficult, at least from what I've seen. The elders that I was farming for those cold curse gems, they're actually a lot easier, because you can just interrupt them whenever you want. But yeah, so I'm putting the gesture on for make contact, because that's what we're gonna need. Make sure you're doing this if you have any want to do any Blood Echo farming, because you get the 30% moon rune here, which is really nice. So you may as well get this, even though it does take a while. So just head to this new elevator here. This guy hits me, so I hit him on the way down. I'm not sure if he falls or not. I don't think he does. So you kind of just descend into the abyss, pretty much. And it is kind of hard to see here, but you'll see the brain just kind of sitting there as you get out. So pretty much all you need to do is like sit in front of it and do the make contact gesture for like 30 seconds, and you'll get the moon rune. So it is kind of a pain in the ass for to wait for this, but yeah. Let me just check actually. Is that moon rune 30%? I believe it is. Yes, it is. And the runes stack. Oh, the runes stack with each other. So it's 10% times 20% times 30%. That's a lot. also affects the blood echoes gained from bosses. Yeah. So you can stack those 3 tiers and get a shitload of echoes if you care. If you care. Like I said, you can just get a bunch already from the 5 chalices, so there you go. There, I get it. Just in time. And then I decided to murder it for its giving me that rune. You know, the funny part is the Brain Immenses are actually quite good for a damage test to use. You can also use the doll, but if you want to test damage on enemies like this, because it has unlimited HP basically, it takes forever to fucking kill them. So I'm just like spamming shit at it. I'm trying to lock on, and you can't actually do that. But yeah, you must have like, how much? You must have like 6,000 HP or something like that. So as I wait just to kill this fucking thing, because it takes forever. So the only reason you're doing this is for the Chalice dungeon material. There's no other reason to kill this. So if you have no interest in Chalice dungeons, then just get the rune and you can take the elevator back, or you can Hunter's Mark out. There we go. And then we're out. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the glyph for Pthumeru. Sorry, we're going to go through the first 2 layers of the Chalice first, and then we're going to put down a glyph to get a radial arcane scaling gem. So first of all, we've got to do layer 1, layer 2. I always forget that, because you got to get the Sinister root chalice from layer 3, and then we can you know, go to whatever chalice we want to. Like I mentioned earlier, people have kind of, oh, this is when I'm actually using the blood rocks here. We'll check damage numbers at the end of this, but I believe it's around 600, which is insane for an elemental weapon, and it can go higher. So I go ahead and just get the I go ahead and just use the 2 blood rocks I have on those 2 weapons. I'm not going to be changing them, so yeah, 593 and 596 for damage, which is pretty insane. Because remember, the fire saw spear especially is like fire. It's fire extra damage and serrated damage. So there I go, putting the chalice down. I have like 500,000 blood echoes to use, so I go and dump them into 5 levels of vitality at this point. Maybe getting 40 would be kind of nice. Okay, so layer 1 of the Ihyll Chalice. This guy, he was annoying before, but now that he has even more HP, he's still annoying. In fact, he's more annoying. He doesn't seem to have too much health, but that might just be the fact that I have a +10 fire saw spear with just under 600 AR right now. So yeah, it could be that. But visceral attacks are actually quite useful on this guy if you're running like a skill build or something, because you can quite often get a charged R2 on his back. But gloves are pretty useful against them. Once again, I'm making sure that I get the interrupt. I think he still does kind of unshackle his sickles, but yeah, getting a free attack there, and he's pretty much trapped in the corner there, which wasn't a good idea on his part. Not too bad, although I did die on this guy a few times, so I believe I have 0 blood echoes currently. So yeah. Next guy. Yeah, the Bloodletting Beast. I use Call Beyond at the start here, but I'm kind of... It doesn't do enough damage to justify it for the rest of this fight. So this fight should be relatively easy for you, but the problem is you're going to have to get in melee. So spamming Hunter tools. Not it probably is usable, because I think I spam gloves quite often at the end of this fight, but it's a lot less effective. You can see that I lock on several times in this fight when I should be just fighting him without it, like right here. Just roll between his legs and hit him. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I'm not sure. So, yeah, like I'm still locked on, and I think he ends up hitting me because of it. Yeah. Well, maybe not because of that, but it didn't help, you know. So just roll under him and hit his legs. This is not a particularly good fight for me, from me. You know, I played much worse than this. I should have said, I played much better than this and still lost this fight. He's a really annoying enemy. He's probably pretty much the hardest Chalice dungeon boss, I would say, in the base game. Without any, like, you know, Depth 5 right Chalice bosses. So yeah, he's just a pain in the ass. I use a Call Beyond again. It's kind of good damage, but I don't know why I swapped to Antidote here, because he has rapid poison, not slow poison. But you can see that the Saw Spear is actually doing good damage against him because he is a beast. But then I start to spam the gloves against him, and it's actually pretty effective. So for glove spam, you do kind of need to lock onto him, so the camera can be a bit of a annoyance. But yeah, I think I get him here. Yep, there we go. Not the cleanest fight ever, I would say, but gets the job done. So there we go. We're going to have to make progress on layer 3. I think it's... I don't think you... I think it's the pre-layer area. So as soon as you take the elevator down from the Bloodletting Beast, then you have to hit the first door on the left there, I believe. But here we can get the Sinister root Chalice, which is what we were looking for. And then we're going to Hunter's Mark out, and we're going to head back to the Dream. And then I'm going to put that Glyph down. So I'm going to have to get 2 more Arcane Scaling Glyphs. I think as long as they're rating 20 and they don't have a bad curse, those should be fine. So ideally they would be like Arcane Scaling plus 65. I think it can give a secondary effect like attack versus open foes, which is quite useful up. And then the last one is having a curse that isn't terrible, like stamina cost or something like that. Because HP reduction, damage against beasts on a fire weapon down, attack down, those are all bad, and you just want to re-roll them basically.